Well, hello there. Welcome to the Mindset Alchemy Podcast. I'm Janine, your host, and I absolutely love helping you understand better ways of doing things, stepping into greater self-awareness, and understanding that just because you have a crisis now, it could have started many, many years ago, and there are better ways of dealing with it so that you can be absolutely way better at it if it should happen again or when other crises happen. This is part of the personal leadership and intuitive mentorship that I offer people. And part of this is self-awareness, also understanding who you are. When I discovered about personalities, love languages, wow, it made an incredible difference in my marriage, in my relationship with my children, in understanding people. And when many years later I discovered my skills and my gifts, that was another piece of the puzzle that helped me to step forward. Discovering gene keys, human design, numerology, astrology, all of these things, but particularly the human design, quantum human design. Wow, people, my life was revolutionized. I started, this is the reason I do this. Oh my goodness, look at that. Now, the important thing is that I've learned is I avoid giving my power away many to these things because many times I'll have people say to me, oh, well, I'm this, therefore that. And I go, no, I don't think so. That for me is not what it's about. It's about using it as a guide, as a tool, as an understanding, helping us to be aware of who we are, the potential we have, and what we can do to develop that potential. Think of it as a foundation. The foundation dictates what's going to be built on top of it, unless you want it to collapse, of course. Building a skyscraper on a one bungalow level is going to be a recipe for disaster. So, yes, we use these various things as tools, as way forward. For me, it gave me such an incredible understanding. What it has also helped me with is to help clients who come to me in crisis or curiosity because they know there's something more out there. They would just like to reach for it. They're uncertain of what they're reaching for. They know there's blocks and they know there's something better there. I help them to understand, well, these are the potentials you have. This is what happened in the past. These are the reasons. And this is a better way of moving forward. For me, so many, when I see them go, wow, you mean that's the reason this happened? This is why I did this? Yes, exactly that. There are certain people that they get to experiment, they get to fail, they get to do something different, they get to try. And for these people to discover that it wasn't a failure, it was part of learning better ways of doing things, how they can do things, and ways that are best for them to do it. Other people who have been told all their lives, oh, you're such a failure because you never finish anything, for them to discover that they aren't meant to finish the majority of things. Those were just to, in inverted commas, spread their energy. Think of it, I've never used snowshoes, and yet I've had the vision of it being like a snowshoe. Yes, you've got your central thing, but your weight is distributed so that you can go forward on the snow. That's what is good for these people. So they can now quite happily turn around and say to people, yes, because the time isn't now for me to finish it. There's another time and maybe never. I got to do it so that I could finish the main thing that I'm working on. For the people who unconsciously would like, or consciously, they enjoy learning in reading, it's okay to do that, providing you remember, guess what? You get to apply some of it, you get to share it. This self-awareness makes such an incredible difference. I know when I discovered on the disc system, my personality type because of the environment I was in, I was able to shift it. I was able to develop other sides of myself. And that's what it's about. That's personal leadership, leading ourselves to develop what's being asked for so that we can go forward and create in a much better and aligned way, and letting go of, yes, it might be a part of ourselves. It's a part that actually would like to go and rest and is there just to pop up when we require it. And at other times, it can go and sit and laze in the sunshine because we have the requirement for it is missing. Now, with self-awareness, we know when to pick up which part in ourselves, when to say to our shadow self, hey, shadow, what are you showing me now? Let's just stop, let's observe, let's acknowledge that you're here, let's release you so that you can go and play in the shadows again, and let's replace you with what is for me to move forward with. For me, I got to learn that I'm not meant to make decisions like this. Obviously, if it's a life and death situation, that's different. It's okay for me to take time to ponder and to say, can I get back to you on that? Or, let me go and talk this through. For my design, I get to talk it through so I can hear myself thinking. I know this is one of the reasons I love journaling, because then I can see myself thinking. I can also clear other people's thoughts from my thinking and say, you know what, that's out of alignment with me, or that's out of alignment with my values. Self-awareness also helps us to understand what are our personal values, our core values, our business values, our family values, and our relationship values. Specifically, I work with personal and business values. Where do they clash? Where do they meld? Where do they complement each other? And where, if we are unaware of it, can they hinder us moving forward? Sure, there's a lot when we start stepping into self-awareness. For me, one of my biggest things has been learning to listen to that inner whisper. That inner whisper shows me the awareness that is asking to come forward, what is asking to become more conscious, and where I'm to up level and what I'm to do with it. When we can own the parts of ourselves that we require in the now, we are able to move forward with inspired action. To me, I look at it this way. The way I am as a mother may be different to the way I am as a business person, and is different to the way I'm in relationship with different friends, because there are different parts asking to come forward, to be worked with, to be interacted with. And then we get to the mirroring and the projecting. So that's something I've really learned, because I used to think everybody did things my way and that my way was a great way. This was in rebellion to my mother, thinking her way was the best way. And as I started maturing into the process, I came to understand I don't care what way you use, so long as it's effective and it gets the job done, so long as it's legal, in alignment with who you are, and it helps you to move forward. I feel somebody's resisting me there a little bit. Now, when we allow ourselves to experiment, to work with it, and again, to journal or journal out loud, it's very important. Something I've also learned is for me, to listen what other people are saying to me about me, or what life is showing me about me. Whereas now, for instance, my husband, he gets a deep gut or an aha. And between the two of us, when it's a joint decision, we get to work with the way we each work and work with it, rather than just, okay, it's a done deal. Is this correct? Is this in alignment? Where's this taking us? Do we truly desire this, or would this be better? And that curiosity really, really makes a difference in the way we get to interact, work with our individual core values, our joint core values as a couple, and to move forward. So many times people come to me and they say, this person's making me feel this, and this person's doing this to me. And one of the biggest fundamentals I offer them is stop. Let's see who you are. Let's see who they are, because we choose to take on from the other person what they're projecting or mirroring to us. And where are we filtering their actions through our filters rather than checking to see what is actually going on? So let's recap quickly. We are all made differently. We each have a piece of the other person's puzzle, and they have possibly a potentially have a piece of our puzzle. And as we work with this, we get to move forward from vision rather than from pain or pressure. And when we know what our vision is and we step into the energy of our vision, we get to understand, where do I upskill? Who do I allow in my inner circle? And what do I allow in my inner circle? Because discernment is key when we are looking to shift our script. Discernment is really key when we're working with energy, because there's filters, there's life experiences, we are each made differently. And when we can then go, this feels light in my body, or we go, oops, I feel like I'm being pushed into the ground, it's so heavy. We can then allow ourselves to make better decisions, choices, and ways of moving forward in our life. Are you curious yet? Would you like to know more? Reach out, let's chat, and let's see which one of those doors is waiting for you to open, and which script is asking to be shifted so that you can tell yourself a new story? So many words, Janine. What does that mean? It means let's see who you are and what's a better way for you to move forward. Have a glorious day. Bye bye.